What's up, Dallas Cowboy Nation? Happy Friday. Positive vibes, man. Sending positive vibes your way on this beautiful Friday, man. We made it through another week. And yeah, man, it is finally here. The Green Bay Packers with star edge rusher Micah Parsons are visiting AT&T Stadium on Sunday, 8:30. National television. Micah Parsons comes to town with the 2-1 Green Bay Packers against the 1-2 Dallas Cowboys, folks. It's been a heck of a week, especially after that loss last week to Chicago. It's been rough, and this is all post Micah Parsons trade. And, to our look as fans, the defense of the Green Bay Packers has looked extremely good over the first three games, man. And we're hit over the head, that we're having to go into this game minus our best offensive player, CeeDee Lamb, who is out 2 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. And then up front on the offensive line, you lose rookie guard Tyler Booker for 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain as well. So, everybody is writing this game off as a loss already, to the Green Bay Packers, and, rightfully so, right? I'm not too optimistic about the Cowboys winning this game either, but I do have a couple of keys that if I was Brian Schottenheimer and Matt Eberflus this week, I would be trying to preach and practice and trying to preach to the team. Because the Green Bay Packers are coming off of a loss as well to the Cleveland Browns, right? Now, the Cleveland defense has potentially the best defensive player in football in Myles Garrett. But they also have a bunch of guys that are very good at what they do on the defensive side, right? And they play very, very physical. Their brand of football on the defensive side is kind of suited to their division, right? The AFC North, where they got to play the Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, right? Cincinnati, teams that they play physical, okay? So they're used to putting body on every single play. And what they did against the Green Bay Packers last week was exactly that. They played an extremely physical football game on both sides of the ball. On offense, they didn't try to do too much. I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns here. They ran the ball extremely well, right? Rookie running back Quinshon Judkins, who's an outstanding back. He's going to have a very good NFL career. Had a good game against Green Bay. But the most impressive part to me, and again, if I was Brian Schottenheimer, this is what I would have been preaching and practicing all week. I'm going to run the football this week, folks. I'm going to trap, wham, run 12 personnel. My wide receivers, my tight ends, you are chipping on every single play. I want Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Devontae Wyatt, Kobe Wooden. I need those guys to field an extra blocker on every single play. I want Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary worn down like they were against the Cleveland Browns by the time the fourth quarter comes around. And what you do is if you play a physical running game, right, against teams that have elite edge rushers, what you do is you get them to the point where they can't pin their ears back anymore, which is what Cleveland did. Okay. So if I'm Schottenheimer in the Dallas Cowboys offense, I am preparing to run the ball plus 10 run to pass ratio this game. With that being said, I am elevating Jadon Blue this week. Why? Because Jadon Blue, if everybody is correct who has studied him in college, right? We got a bunch of guys on here who are excellent talent evaluators, right? Some of these guys, I believe, should have some kind of influence or jobs at the NFL scouting level, particularly Jay Tuck, man. Jay Tuck is an amazing college evaluator. Like I appreciate the work that he does, okay? Because he finds guys and I'm telling you, 90% of the time he is spot on with his college breakdowns. Finding guys, he watches college football. He's really good at this, folks. But if everybody's correct with Jadon Blue, I'm elevating him this week for the Green Bay game because I need guys that are ready to run the football. So I need Javonte Williams to continue to do his job. I need Miles Sanders and Jadon Blue to split reps amongst both of them. And we need to get after it, folks. Brevin Spanford, he needs to be put above Luke Schoonmaker, right? Nate Thomas, get ready to play because I'm going to use you, right, as the sixth man on the offensive line, as the seventh man on the offensive line, and we are going to get after it, folks, okay? That's what I'm prepping to do if I'm Brian Schottenheimer, okay? Why? Because I'm down CeeDee Lamb already. I'm down CeeDee Lamb. Okay? I'm down Tyler Booker. So my pass protection it took a hit. Okay? My tackles haven't played great this year. They've been mid to below mid all year. I'm not ready to risk Dak Prescott, who's been playing elite level football, folks. I'm not going to put him back there against that Green Bay Packer defense in Dallas with everything that's at stake. They're coming off of a loss as well. Okay? So I'm elevating Brevin Spanford to the number 2 tight end role, and I'm going out there. 12 personnel. Let's go. Let's have at it. Right? That first series, we're running the rock, folks. I'm talking about 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Let's go. And I'm running the clock down. I'm running the clock down. This is a game clock management game for Brian Schottenheimer. Be smart, coach. We don't have to be on hurry up in this game. We got to be physical and we got to slow the game down. Okay? On the defensive side for the Cowboys, I think this will be their best performance of the season. I like to look at matchups and I like to look at injury reports week in advance, and I'm monitoring who's playing, who's getting hurt, who's getting ready to come back off of injury for the opposing teams all the time. But last week, right tackle Zach Tom got hurt for the Green Bay Packers. Also, guard Aaron Banks, who signed as a free agent from San Francisco to the Green Bay Packers, he got banged up as well. So what you have right now is they may be down 2 starting offensive linemen. Now, the line is still pretty good. And on top of the line being good to average, they have Jordan Love back there, who's an athlete. So with the Kenny Clark addition, the interior of the Dallas defensive line has looked good. I'm not going to say great. Why I'm not going to give them the praise right now is because teams haven't necessarily had to run the ball against us. because they're just throwing for 400 yards. Okay. But the interior looks pretty good. Our edges need to be better. They need to be disciplined. They need to play gap assignments. Do your job, folks. Stay in your lanes. Because Jordan Love, he's going to hit you for a 20-plus yard run, 10-plus yard gain, if you decide to go do your own thing this week. They watch film too. So they've seen the Philadelphia game. They've seen the New York Giants game where Russell Wilson had a 30-yard carry at the end of the game to set them up, right? Jordan Love will hit you for multiple 10-plus yard games if you decide to do your own thing. If I'm at Eberflus, I'm saying I get Jadeveon Clowney back this week, right? Or I finally get him out there this week. I need to play Maris Leafau more because I need somebody to keep their eyes on Jordan Love. Skill-wise, the Green Bay Packers, they don't terrify you when it comes to the wide receivers, right? This is probably going to be the game that they've played so far where they don't have the threats at the wide receiver position that you've played against those other teams, right? You've played A.J. Brown, Smith. Chicago had Roma Dunes, right? DJ Moore, the Giants' neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson. But the Green Bay Packers are throwing out there Matthew Golden, Romeo Doubs, okay, Dontavian Wicks, and the tight end Tucker Kraft, who's having a good year. So pay attention to him too, Tucker Kraft, right? But at the wide receiver position, this is a game where I feel with DaRon Bland being back, I feel like the Cowboys will be a lot better this week than we have been the first 3 weeks of the season. Because it's going to allow an extra guy to focus, right, on the inside game because their running back is a Pro Bowl or pro kind of guy, Josh Jacobs. He hasn't had the start to the season that he's usually had, but that doesn't mean that he's bad. He's still an excellent running back, okay? Jordan Love is the key for the Dallas Cowboys defense this week. If you can contain Jordan Love and you can sack him 2+ times this week, you'll be in good shape, right? Dallas Cowboys hasn't gotten sacks all year. They haven't had that game where the pass rush takes over. Everybody's saying, the ends are bad, and they've played like it, rightfully so. But Dallas defensive front has to have a game this week. Those 4 guys, whoever's up front, whoever the 4 guys are, you have to have a game this week to give your team an opportunity to win. Okay? Cleveland, they showed. And now I can't compare the Cleveland defensive front to the Dallas defensive front. Again, Cleveland, in my opinion, has the best defensive player in football, Myles Garrett. But apart from that, they have Mason Graham. They have former Dallas Cowboy Malik Collins, who's having a good start to the season. Okay? And they got the rookie linebacker who's outstanding, went in the second round, but he's outstanding. And I'm not comparing that to the Dallas defensive front. But Dallas has guys that if it turns on, they can have an impact. Now, I don't know when that impact is going to come, but I hope it's this week. I'm not saying Dallas is going to win this game, folks, but I do expect the game to be close. Dallas still has Dak Prescott back there at quarterback. And anytime you have Dak Prescott at quarterback, you have an opportunity to keep the game close if the play calling suits the opponent. Meaning, Shotty, you have to call a good game. Slow the clock down, okay? Cavante Turpin should get more looks this week But we don't have to go crazy. Let's run Turpin on those jet sweeps. Let's hit him in the slant, right? I need George Pickens to catch the ball when it's thrown to him. If George Pickens comes out of this game with 5 to 7 receptions, but they're 5 to 7 key receptions, thank you, right? Ferg, you need to be more productive. Last week, that was a dump-off game. But we need you to be the impact tight end that you're getting paid to be. Folks, I have a score of 31-24 Green Bay Packers. The first half is going to be exciting. It's going to be close, all right? But 31-24 Green Bay Packers, they end up winning. But I'm still optimistic with the next 4 games. Folks, have a good one. Positive vibes, folks. Positive vibes.